Hello Facebook ads people, I'm Konstantinos, and today we're going to discuss about the breakdown of results, which is finally back, which means that we can break even down our sales and see where they are coming from. For those of you that you don't know it, I have a very old video that I'm saying that the breakdown of results is gone. Now it's coming back. I guess this is part of the changes that we have with Facebook, which I'm going to make a completely different video with the 28 days attribution coming back, and now we already have the 20 days attribution if you want to compare actually, but it's coming also back. We will be able to use it in an ad set level, and now we're having the breakdown of results that we can actually use again. What's the breakdown of results? We're going to go on my PC to show you in an actual account what information you can get out of it, but let me tell you that it's a very useful tool. So what we had until now, not until now, the previous year, because before that we still had the breakdown of results, is that we would able only with dynamic creative ads to see which creatives have worked the best, but we were not able to analyze country, gender, different age groups, placements, what is working and what doesn't work. So this is back again. Before that we only had the actual spend that could indicate if something was working, but if our campaign wasn't doing well, we were not able to see which of these things was actually working with good ROAS. Without further ado, let's go to my PC to show you how you can actually sort out which creatives are good, because we're going to recap also that, but also which kind of placement, gender, age is working for your ads, so that maybe you can duplicate your campaign and focus more to that. So I have prepared to show you one of my campaigns over here. As we can see, it has a lot of data. I'm just watching the last 30 days. We're on the range of spending 7.5k with this campaign alone, 11.3 ROAS, 85k revenue. Now, we have some over here. This one has 133 sales, 141. So they're the ideal candidates. They have enough data in order to break down the results. And let me show you how we're going to do it. Until now, what we had, it was actually that we can come here, as you can see, and we can break down the results when this is a dynamic campaign. Of course, we can break down the results and we can have an image over here and see which one is the one that is actually working better. Here it says that it's a video. This one is actually our leading ad, and we can see that you cannot see it because I'm going to hide it, but here it's the same, here's the same. It's always the same video that's actually winning. The other thing that we could do is that we could come, and because it's dynamic ad, we could break down the text to see what is working. From my experience on the texts, I can tell you that the results are a little bit mixed. Over here we can see that, for example, this one, which is the second one, okay, it's very close to the first one, it's actually here first, and this one, it's actually here. So with the copies, it's actually a mix, okay? It's never a clear winner, especially retargeting. It's completely divided. It's the copies do nothing, which actually makes me think a lot of how, okay, we can have two conclusions here. Either we can say that the copies were very good, so all of them worked, or we can say that they are not influencing so much as the creative is influencing. But there are a lot of people that they are super focused on the copies, which they are going to disagree with that. I'm not super focused on the copy, I'm super focused on the strategies, on the creative. I think that the creative on Facebook and Instagram is the king. And then we can break down even more the results and see what is happening on the headline, see which headline is actually doing better. Again, here I can tell you that they're different. You know something, I'm not going to hide the headlines so that you can see the difference. It's going to be okay, you will understand that it's going to be different results, and you can take an idea. And then I can show you, for example, the call to action. In this case, we can see that the shop now is winning heavily. I think that in several cases you have to test also the learn more, because I can tell you that for some reason it's working better from the shop now. In other words, you're losing nothing of putting both of them and see what is going to work, but this is also something that you can break down. Now, this is something that we had in 2022 and it wasn't removed. What it was removed, it was actually, and I can prove it to you by going, for example, instead of this period, let's go to August, okay? So if we come here and we clear the breakdowns and we come here and we do by delivery this time and we put the age, we can see that what we had before over here, we had only an indication of the spend. So we could understand by the spend, if our campaign was successful, what was working and what wasn't working. So we can see here that most probably if we have positive ROAS and most of the spend is on the 35 to 34 age range, then we can assume that this is the age that is working the best. But for me this wasn't enough, okay, and I was really missing the breakdown of results, because you can take some very good understanding, and also this is our job. We are here to analyze more and more the ad accounts. So I'm going to go to the last 30 days, because of course it's not going to show you the results of the previous, because it's now being introduced again. So let's see the last 30 days. We can see that now in the last 30 days we can actually see how many sales we actually have. And look at this, look at the spends. So look, this spend, with this spend, in our eyes it can actually be something that it can look similar, but look how different it is. It's 14 to 33, and this one is 61 to 33. We can see this one and we can say, okay, this is not a big difference. It's 800 to 1100. It's not a lot, but look, it's actually much more many sales. And actually we can see also the cost per purchase over here. The cost per purchase on the 35 to 44 is actually on 18.5, and the one below, which is also having some good ROAS, it's having 10.49. It's actually, which is, all of them are acceptable except from this one, okay, but all of these are acceptable. And we can see that in this one it's having actually higher cost per purchase. Now why wouldn't, now that we have this kind of results, we can take this exact campaign as it is and run it only for 35 to 44 and see what kind of results we're going to have. Is it a hot pocket that is strong enough to hold another campaign? This is one thing that we can actually see from here. So this is the way that you're going to analyze it, having the purchases over here, seeing the cost per purchase, seeing what is working. Of course, I need to point out that you should do this with enough data, because if we come here, we can see a campaign with 17 sales, for example. I don't consider this enough data in order for you to take any serious decisions. But if you have campaigns like this that they have enough data, like 50 sales, 60 sales in an ad set, and you can actually break it down, you can actually take some very good guidance on what you can do as a next campaign so that you can scale. And in this channel, we are all about having a stable campaign which is working, then doing another campaign on top of that, another campaign on top of that, but trying to actually exploit what is working and actually scale by using it either with a crazy method or with whatever. So another thing here that I want to mention is that instead of, except from the age, we can see the gender. Let's see what kind of results we are having here. We are having most of the sales coming from male, but for me, this is not enough results to just exclude the one or the other. I think we should use both if we break down. By the way, if we go here on the age, what I would do is that I would go and use only these two. So I would go from 25 to 44. Do you understand how big this is? Because you can come here, you can break down the results and you can understand where you should spend more, or if you can do another campaign that you can scale so that you can address to this audience faster because it's working. So another thing that we can test is of course the country, if you have several countries, but here it's only United Kingdom in this specific case. And then we can see which platform has actually worked. Let's analyze this. We can see that the platform that worked very well is 110. That's actually shocking to me. You see, these are things that you couldn't understand if you don't see them. The ages that they have worked, they are ages that most of the times they are on Instagram. Also, I know that this brand has very good creatives that they are very nice and they go very well with Instagram. It's a company in the interior design. It's actually shocking me that Facebook is actually working better than Instagram. I would expect that Instagram would be the leader over here. And the other thing that we can do is I don't know if I have to do this because most probably I will have to start saying things about the automatic placements again. Anyway, I will do it. So we have the placements here. You know my problem with placements if you're watching this channel, and guess what? The Facebook feed is the best, the Instagram feed is the best, Instagram stories is the next, Instagram Reels is having some sales, only 2, and then we are having some scattered sales. This is also Facebook feed, this is feed. In marketplace, 1 sale. In Facebook stories, 1 sale. Search results, 2 sales. Explore, in stream, marketplace, you see that all of those are not having any sales. Do you see? They're not having any sales. And over here, when we come, we can see, which is again the thing that I'm saying, and back in the days I could prove it because I was showing this, for example, 46 cents. Actually, do you want to do this?
Don't do it, Fedon!
Okay, let's do it. Let's analyze. So let's take the one. So we have Instagram Explorer. It spent 15.04 plus. We have 9.42 on InStream. We have 4.64 plus, 1.39 plus, 1.21 plus, 0.98 plus, 0.46 plus, 0.32 plus. So I'm not going to even mention the other ones that they don't have good results because at least they have a sale. For example, here in marketplace, I spent 30, but I'm not going to because it has a sale. So here we have $33 that they were spent for no reason. Okay, this is the reason that I'm telling you that we should not actually do automatic placements, especially in the dynamic ads. In Advantage Plus is something that we cannot avoid, but it's fine. At the end of the day, I'm fine with this because I'm still getting results. I'm getting the results that I want. And if at the end of the day it wants to spend a little bit more, it's fine. I'm against Facebook pushing the concept of automatic placements because they are doing it purely for money. They know that the other categories are working, and this is the way for me that I was able to prove it all the time to Facebook representatives when I was talking. And then the breakdown of results was actually removed, but now it's actually back and I can see that I'm right. The only thing that I can see which has changed a little bit is that in some accounts I see some sales on Facebook Reels. Okay, I could see some Facebook Reels sales, which is also good because it means that now that I can see the sales, I can understand that Facebook Reels are not spending for no reason, they're just having also some sales. But this is only going to change my perspective to say that you're going to use Facebook feed, Instagram stories, Facebook stories, and Instagram Reels. Nothing else is actually working. Even if you see one sale on marketplace on the other places, it's nothing. And now let me break you down the full conspiracy theory, just because I love doing it every time. So if we do 33.46, which is one ad set, and then we multiply this with 10 ad sets that we have in this campaign, it's $334. This is for 30 days. In this campaign alone, we spent an extra of 334, okay? And if we multiply this with 10 campaigns, we spent an extra of 3,346 USD in this ad account with the spend that we have, which is something like in this ad account we have something like, I believe, 60k per month. So the 3k out of the 3.3k out of the 60k was spent for no reason in stupid automatic placements. Okay, and if we multiply this with the million ad accounts that they exist, okay, you can understand how much money Facebook is making out of this automatic placement thing and why they still continue pushing it, just so that they can keep benefiting out of that. Now, again, it's not something that I'm being bothered as long as I make, as long as I'm having good results and stuff. It's just the fact that it's always this stupid discussion about automatic placements when now we also have again the breakdown of results and we can see that it's actually not working with all the placement. There are specific placements that it's working and I don't understand why Facebook is pushing so much for it. So this is everything that you can do over here. You can break down by platform and device, for example. You can see if you have to run it on Facebook or desktop and stuff. I can tell you that 99.9% of the cases, all the sales are coming from mobile devices. They're just not desktop sales most of the time. Android, iPad, desktop. You see desktop is having some sales, but it's not a lot. Let's see how many it has. Desktop, it has only 6 sales. Most of the sales came from iPhone and Android. By the way, after the iOS changes, seeing so many sales with iPhone devices, it's very good. I'm pretty happy with that because we know that a lot of people have opted out, which means that Facebook is working much better in the optimization level. And just so you know, the Pixel is going to be removed on 2024. I'm going to make another video about that, and the API only is going to stay, which means that Facebook has actually calibrated and made the reporting much better. And this is why we're able now to have the breakdown of results and actually being able to analyze it further. Now, if you want to do this to your other accounts, you have to understand that you can do it for the last 30 days. Because this is the period that they have actually released it, so that you can break down the results. If you want to go back, you won't be able to do it for the previous months before that, and you can do it from now on. The other thing that I want to tell you is that you can do the same thing with the post IDs, with normal ads, you can do it with dynamic ads, you can do with all the ads that you have, and you can break down the results over here so that you can see devices, age, gender, country, different placements. And of course, if you're using dynamic ads, something that hasn't changed is that you can break down and you can see which creative was the best, which text, which headline, and which call to action was the best. That's all I had for you. I think it's very good news, very informative from the part of Facebook to give us all of this data, because just right now, the way that I see it over here, I can take this campaign as it is, run it with a crazy method, and just use the specific ages, only the placements that I have seen that they had some results, and use also both of the genders, because I have seen that it's working very well. Even I can go and I can focus on Facebook only, because I have seen that it had the most sales. Or if I think that something is wrong, like we do with Advantage Plus, that we remove one of the ads that they have been working, and we are doing another campaign with all of the others because we think that maybe something is going to work. I can do another campaign that I'm going to focus only on Instagram, for example, this time, because I truly believe, and this is actually something that came to my mind right now, and I'm going to actually do it and see what kind of results I can get only on Instagram this time, because I think that I'm actually spending maybe too much on Facebook alone. This is also another thing which is going to help you scale and break down your funnel further. This is something that I used to do a lot in 2021. I was watching if something was working very well on one platform, I was doing it also on the other platform. And I was trying to see what kind of results I would get from there. And let me tell you that it's also very good, because scaling and having massive settings on all of your ads, it's something. But also when you are able to break down those results and scale with more laser focused targeting to whatever it has worked, it will help you scale even more. And I'm so happy that the breakdown of results are bad. You can understand from the thumbnail and the previous angry video that I made about the removal of breakdown of results that I wasn't happy with it, and now they're back again, and I'm super happy with that. That's all I had. Now you can take whatever you can see that is working, put it in a new campaign and focus more with bigger budget, with crazy method, with whatever you actually want. You have the tools in this channel. We explain everything. You have the tools, you have the crazy method. We analyze everything in a technical level. And I hope that it's going to help you. I hope that you're going to have better ads now, that you can actually focus in what is really working. Don't forget that if you want to learn more, you can check my book or my free course. And until we meet again, guys, be creative and be consistent.